All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this Honcast presentation. I'm your casting host, Beef, filling in for Breaky CPK, and with me, my co-caster of the Honcast crew, we do have the one and only Emperor. Emp, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, Beef. I mentioned before, we were just transitioning over here to the main part of the game. I know you had some problems loading in, but I did manage to catch the blind bands if we're ready to jump into them.
Yeah, absolutely. We are once again here in the Swedish Pride qualifiers, round of 16. And unfortunately, it did kick me out of the game, but those blind bands, Emp, take it away.
Alright, Legion side, Alucard, he blind bands, Keeper of the Forest, and Wild Soul. Moving on the Hellborn side, Moon Queen, Parasite. So, things to note, Tempest being available, Ophelia being available, on top of Master of Arms, Rally, and the Major Initiators, which are typically left in the pool anyway. Flux, Engineer, Tundra. Besides that, pretty standard. We see Tempest and Ophelia instantly locked up as the two power junglers in this pool. Each team can tend to have to give away one of them in order to make their lineup work. A little bit favoring the Hellborn in a trade like that, where there's only one real ultra powerhouse hero, I feel, in this pool. The Legion side, otherwise there's the Luna Hammerstorm so far, no real major lock yet. So, assuming the Hellborn team picks up something like that, say they get probably the Tempest, for instance. Look at Ophelia on the Legion side. We'll have to see what the Legion side what they choose for their potential suicide lane, or how they choose to do their laning, because we saw before there are powerful combinations you can wind up putting out with that Ophelia, and in general, if you had to choose an Ophelia or a Tempest without giving up some like horrible Keeper Tempest of the combination, I would almost always choose the Ophelia. I feel like she offers more to your team earlier on. Tempest can, push the towers down really fast, has that great team fight potential, but, one Skeleton King from Ophelia can ruin Tempest's day, and just a lot more utility, in my opinion, than the Tempest.
Yeah, we'll see if that Ophelia does get picked up in the locking pool here. Also, the Hammerstorm being locked up. I mean, we'll see if the Curse of the Hammerstorm does make another appearance. But I don't know. It seems like most teams, rather than Cold, don't pick them up these days. Taking a look at the bans, though, we have Plague Rider going to be banned out very, very quickly. One of the top-tier suicide heroes that has kind of faded off since people have started stacking regen on their short lane solos. But we also have Armadon, a favorite of teams like Lions Esports Club. But fellow Swedes here, not going to choose to let that one in.
They need to ban Master.
Yeah, they most certainly do. Choosing instead to go with Soul Reaper, Demented Shaman, and Nymph, but MOA definitely still on the board, and you do not want to give out Rally, MOA, Ophelia. I mean, all these heroes work so well, and Wretched Hag going to be the last ban, so once again, MOA, Rally, Pebbles, all still left here on the board.
Yep. MOA, if they're planning on taking the Ophelia, would be a very sound pick. Otherwise, Rally is just a god either way you break it down, so... Not really a big deal there. Engineer going to be drafted.
Interesting, interesting.
Their support hero of choice. They're content with giving away Master of Arms plus Rally, which to me means that I don't know. I'm actually getting a little bit upset at it. I feel like that combo just does so much work. It leaves their hero picks open for a lot of versatility there. Master of Arms is an amazing carry. They still have their choice of potential Luna support out of this pool if they want, because they're not going to first pick that Luna. I
don't know, man. I don't
like
know.
to see that, because even if they do, then they can pick up another hero and run Master as a support. So that Master being that versatile pick, being able to be run as a okay, big surprise. Good job, Alucard. You better go Flux now, or I'm gonna be a little bit salty, I think. Maybe not. We mentioned before some of the players think they don't necessarily think Flux Engineer is that strong, but it's just the cheesiness of it, potentially. Maybe they're figuring if they're going to get Master Arms Rally, we're going to get that Flux combination.
All right.
But no, they have a totally different game plan, and I don't know what I'm talking about because they're going Berserker this game.
They're going off meta right here, man. Going with the bubbles into Berserker, and once again, this is a hero that we've only seen, I believe, like one time in the competitive scene when Lions did play him against Complexity in the Sound Blaster Heroes League, and I don't know. It's going to be an interesting one. Berserker, of course, does not have a super, super strong early laning phase, but if you get great farm on him in the first 5 to 10 minutes, get some good levels, he can become an absolute beast in that later early game.
Yeah, his laning phase is okay. It's not the worst thing. It really has decent stats, and they did buff his... I don't even know what it's called. It's like the chains. What is it even called?
Chain Spike?
So,
yeah.
They did buff it a bit, so there's a bit more damage, and I actually think at level 1 it's fairly impressive, maybe up to 150. No, no, no. Is it what 120 damage total? 60 and 60 at level 1? I
Uh,
forget. I would need to look. I know level 3 it's 150, 150 physical. It is physical damage, and the immobilize does scale up, and they buffed the immobilization level 1. Choosing to go Tempest instead as well, and giving them Ophelia. So they're giving him Master Arms Rally Ophelia. I'm also going to watch
Jesus.
if they even care about Han or this game or what's going on here. Because to me, this is absolutely preposterous. And this Berserker pick, furthermore, he's going to be forced to activate his Chain Spike a lot early on if he wants to. Because now he's one of their points. He's going to be forced to activate that Chain Stun early on unless he wants Rally to compel and break the Chain Spike on the hero that he tries to grip. And then he won't get the Immobilize. So he'll be forced to pretty much not get the tapering slow effect a lot of times of that Chain Spike as well. So, so far, I am fairly disappointed with their lineup. They can still potentially make it work, but I feel like in a 1v1 duel, this Predator is going to shred apart this Berserker too.
Oh, absolutely.
On melee carry versus melee carry, they got the magic immunity for the Engineer ultimate and for the Bubbles ultimate there on the Predator. The Deadwood, pretty solid. Granted, Stonehide does give bonus armor, which is good against the punch, but still, he can lock down a Predator even through his Stonehide, so that's one thing I suppose. I mean, using that punch and the slow from his toss. Other than that, I've got to say I just really, 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 really favor the Hellborn team, man.
Yeah, the Hellborn team, objectively looking at those heroes and the combinations, is just extremely, extremely strong. With that being said, though, Trey Kroner, I mean, I think that they are the favored team if you're excluding the heroes. I think that, generally speaking, people would admit that these players have a lot more experience individually, and that at least a few of them have worked together in the past. So, looking forward to seeing how this one pans out. And I mean, the Legion team, they definitely do have a distinct point where they're going to have at least some kind of a later early game to early mid-game advantage if they can get things up like that big Helm of the Black Legion Steam Boots on Berserker. If they can get the Portal Key on Deadwood, that's when they're going to be looking to have team fights, and that's when they're going to be looking to really try to take it to the Hellborn team before Predator gets absolutely out of control.
The item that did get buffed, that much like how it found its place on Predator, could find its way on Berserker too, is that Elder Parasite. He was a candidate for picking it up potentially before, and maybe, I mean, Shrunken Hide can be important for him, but honestly, if you do tank up enough and you're able to shrug off damage, I mean, maybe the Elder Parasite could even make an appearance for him.
Yeah, well,
It does give him that health, it does really boost the attack damage when he activates his Carnage. It's a pretty early game item, makes him a little bit more tanky. I mean, it is possible.
yeah, we'll definitely have to see here, but looking forward to seeing this Berserker pick. Now, taking a look at the Legion team, it looks like Vampira, who does play a lot of carry, is going to be heading into this bottom lane. I know that when I have seen him in the past, he's been playing carry short lane, but so does Rape normally, but he looks like he's going to be going long lane with Bubbles, leaving Sanitarius as well as Alucard to head mid with that NG Deadwood combination. How are those lanes looking to you, Emp?
I mean, NG Deadwood, you really think it's going to be NG Deadwood over NG Berserker?
I don't know, man.
Because I feel like Deadwood needs those levels really, really bad, and he does potentially more favorably than that Zerker, so...
Who's going to do
Wouldn't be too
better against
surprised.
the Suicide Magnus, the Berserker or a Deadwood?
I mean, both will do fine. I mean, I think Deadwood would actually potentially... I mean, Berserker has that reveal, ultimately, for this Magnus later on, but in the laning phase, I still would probably have to hand it off to the Deadwood.
Well, we'll have to see. The Legion team going to have a little bit of time to decide right now, as they are sitting here in this pause. Archer Tiger even apologizing for the delay. But what do you think about the lanes here on the Hellborn team? How are they going to break this down?
Lanes on the Hellborn team, looking at it, Predator's going to have to be that. They're probably going to toss him in the short lane here. That would probably make the most sense. Are they going to actually... Are they going to run that Suicide Mag or not, I guess, is the major question, because both Rally and Mag are capable of fulfilling that role. Rally potentially a little bit more formidable, but I see Magnus right here. Going to throw him off. He did buy the boots right at the start, and is going to place that ward, whereas Rally went for a standard shield hatchet build, so maybe inclined a little bit to believe that Magnus might be playing that more of that off lane, and Rally being formable even in 2v1 matchups if he's left alone or roaming occurs. Being thrown in that middle is never a bad thing. So he's a very, very safe spot to secure Rally's farm. So gonna have to see how they actually choose to wind up laning that. They do have a little bit of options there, but probably gonna be as we mentioned. And I mean, it's gonna be fine. I don't think they have a devastating lane on either side. It's gonna come into that third party effect that I often like to talk to between the Ophelia, between the Tempest, who's active, help camp the runes, help gank the mid lane, and how they're going to turn it from there.
All right, and looks like these two teams are in fact ready. So we're going to be getting into this, and for those of you just joining us, what this is the DreamHack Summer Swedish Pride Qualifiers. These teams are required to have a minimum of 4 Swedish players on their team, and they're competing for the 7th spot out of the 8 spots for DreamHack Summer. We're in the round of 16 right now, and only one team going to get that invitation to DreamHack. Going to get the opportunity to play for $30,000 in cash and prizes. Well, just cash actually, against some of the top teams in the world, and of course that stay over in Jönköping, Sweden. Later on in the middle of next month, I'm your casting host B, filling in for Breaky CPK here on Honcast, and my co-caster, Emperor of the Honcast staff. He's the mainstay here. I'm the upstart, man. Emp, I'm excited for this match.
I am too. It is, as you mentioned, Beef, with that Berserker going the solo lane. I do feel like Deadwood needs those levels, so I'm not sure if we're going to see Engineer potentially move around a little bit and allow him to get that. Not that a dual lane Engineer Deadwood can't work. It's just compared to other supports, it's actually a little bit more awkward due to the nature of Keg and Rod and Grass with those skill shots, so to speak. And they just fit together kind of awkward. I mean, they can work. They definitely can work, but I know Deadwood does own in those 1v1 side lane matchups, and you know, that early burst coming out from an earlier Falcon Punch seems like a good thing to me. Maybe just shying away from Berserker's laning potential, but there in the mid, choosing to set up things that way for that reason.
Now, I want to mention the 2 different wards right here. Rampa actually dropping 2 to block out camps from Ophelia, and this is going to give her just 3 camps to work with, which she should be able to do just fine, but perhaps going to be limiting the aggressive potential against his bubbles very quickly. But I want to really look at this one by Rocky Balboa in the Legion jungle. How do you like this one?
I mean, he's blocking the medium camp. It should be fairly easy for him to sweep out and counter ward and second he sees it. If he, not the medium camp, the hard camp, I mean, there in the medium. Honestly, Tempest, it does affect his jungle flow a bit because killing those far too left camps and the large camp in the middle there is pretty important. So it does make his farm a little bit more stagnant because those elementals tend to die out if you're moving all the way across. But with proper stacking, it shouldn't honestly matter. Otherwise, he can choose to counter ward it. It's not going to be... It's pretty much out there. It's not really hidden in the trees or anything, so pretty standard rev ward placement should sweep it.
Yeah, it's possible. It's also possible that he could place it on the backside, thinking that he might have done a kind of different one as Charge Shot comes in after the Compel. Ophelia heading in with the Minotaur as well. Minotaur gets stunned by a keg, though. That might have just saved Engineer and Deadwood some serious grief as spells are being cast left, right, and center in the middle lane. Already we saw a keg connecting onto Rally and the Oak Bolt being used by Deadwood. Running a lot of harassment there, so both these teams really starting to get aggressive quite fast in the middle lane.
Yeah, actually having a little bit of a camera issue right now. Sec here.
Oh, not a problem. Taking a look at that top lane, actually, we did have the solo short lane Predator who's going up against Bubbles, and Pred was stacked a little bit of regen here. Right now we do have the Denver Pro sitting on 5 and 2 CS and putting out a lot of damage. Rape actually getting very, very low on life, having to use the Shell Surf to get away, although Denver Pro takes a little bit of damage from the tower, and he is perfectly content to put out that harassment onto Bubbles. And taking a look at that bottom lane matchup where the Berserker is meeting up against Magmus. We talked about the potential of Deadwood in that lane, but Mag down there doing pretty well for himself. 8 and 2, putting out a lot of harassment compared to the 9 and 2 Berserker. But Mag does have to be careful as Tempest is heading over right now. There's the chain spike. The sap goes up as well. Excuse me, the mark for death that is. And Mag gonna have to get a lava surge here. Does not have any points in Steam Bath. Glacial Blast comes out. Only level 1 though. And Magnus will get away. So the choice to get that second stun off or get some stronger elementals gives Magnus his life.
Yeah, yeah, as I was mentioning before, Berserker 2 in that the short lane matchup against the Magnus, one thing that he does have is when Tempest does come out to gank, the mark for death to reveal potential steam bath avoidance and such. If he gets that snare off quick enough, pretty easy for him to chase down that Magnus at that point. So that's another thing that he does have going for him.
Oh, top lane Bubbles taking a lot of pressure here once again. Predator opting not to go for boots. If he does actually pick up some boots, he can actually just run Bubbles down the next time he has a Venomous Leap. Middle lane, though, Keg gonna miss right here. Rotten Grass gonna connect on to Master of Arms. The charge shot turnaround, though, Deadwood gonna have to back up. Takes a bottle right here. His health and mana potions activated on Master of Arms. He even grabs another sip of a bottle right there. So Lol Pick's going to be regenning quite easily. There's the Compel coming in. The Forked Lightning as well. The charge shot's available. And there it is. Rotten Grass not going to connect. And Deadwood escapes once more. But going to have to get the remainder of the regen from his Engineer to actually stay safe. Top lane, though, Bubbles sipping on a bottle. Going to have enough for a Shell Surf. And we'll check that top rune to at least try to refresh again. But Magma's in trouble in the bottom lane. Gets the Lava Surge away. The second Stun of Glacial Blast is there. And the last auto attack to finish him off. Tempest being played by Architiger gets credit for the Bloodlust. Is he going to die to creeps right now? Oh my god.
No.
He was at 10 HP right there. Yeah. One more attack from that Hell Cannon would have finished him.
Chose to spare him.
Hasted Master of Arms is actually looking for him, but he ran the wrong direction. Master of Arms is going to cut back up, though, and this Tempest should actually fall right here. And play it safe. There you go. Lulpix finds him. Glacial Blast is going to be used. Forked Lightning. And easy kill. 1-1.
I don't know what's going on with my camera right here. I'm checking all the settings. It's lock cameras off. It's just being frustrating. I think I got it fixed now, though, so I should finally be okay. I should finally be okay. So we saw Tempest getting pretty damn active there early on. Ophelia not able to make it. She tried right away with the Minotaur at first, but the Engineer Keg did set it up otherwise. Outside of that, Zolar lagging a little bit behind the Tempest in farm, who the Tempest has also been affecting the lane, so he's going to have to get more on top of things. 150 gold per minute and no ganks yet. Not really having impact on the lanes is not where you really want to be with this Ophelia, so meanwhile...
Engie taking a lot of damage. One more auto attack in that green goo might have been enough from Rally to finish him off, but Engie far enough back into that tower to really dissuade Rally from going a little bit too deep, and so far we're looking at a pretty even game as there's been a lot of action in all these lanes, but only 2 kills.
Yeah, Bubbles at this point, man, he had to use a lot of his gold to buy not only regen, but he got his bottle here, so yes, additional regen. He just picked up his boots. Predator level 6 now, though. He can pretty much box Bubbles out of lane just by right-clicking and autoing him. Bubbles at some point has to Shell Surf back, at which point, if Predator was to attempt to leap, a successful take cover should keep him safe. But either way, I mean, he's pretty much forced to concede free farm to this Predator at this point. He doesn't have much more spammability left. Really good play there, actually, though, checking the top rune. He Shell Surf back at that point. I was going to say he pretty much doesn't have to go back to base otherwise, but yeah, with that Invis rune, will allow him to have a little bit more durability. Maybe have a hero come up and roam and potentially pick off Predator, but he only has that level 1 silence, and one thing the kelp field, Predator really doesn't care about.
Yeah, with that stone skin, Pred's going to be able to walk right through that without fear of additional damage or stun. So we'll see if there is going to be any roaming, as Bubbles is taking quite a bit of damage here. The Terror from Predator is doing quite a bit, and Bubbles going to have to Shell Surf there. Will walk all the way back to town now rather than consuming his entire bottle plus the regen.
See,
Pred's crushing.
The reason that's smart, though, well, okay, see, the problem is Bubbles is level 6. If he was level 6 at this point, going back to town, TPing to a lane with that Invis and setting up like an awesome double kill mid would be huge. Not to say he can't do that, though, even without the ultimate. I mean,
middle lane, though. Keg is going to connect. There's the turret. Rally with the great Compel, though, is going to save himself. Deadwood throws out an Oak Bolt. Just going to keep on farming, so both of these lanes middle being able to really react to their opponent's aggression, keeping their squishies safe, and neither one of the big tanky heroes is going to die too easy.
You mean like Rally just having a free getaway at that point? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty good spell.
I mean, they want to try to make something happen on the Legion side. He can just Compel out. They don't have the burst to drop anybody, so it's a little bit of back and forth, back and forth.
Tempest finds Magnus here. The Glacial Blasts are there. Elemental Void is going to be used. Berserker goes in with the Chain Spike. The mark for death is there. There's the spike. And down goes Magnus. Great use of those staggered immobilizes and stuns to bring home an easy kill onto Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, Berserker, man, he's getting more and more for level 8 right now. don't want to say I might have underestimated this Berserker, but right away he's going for this Helm of the Victim. Leads me to believe the Insanitarius is his desired item path, and the Helm of the Victim giving him a lot of durable lane presence as well. Not that he needs it to sustain harass from under-leveled Magnus at this, not under-leveled, I guess, level 7. I figured he's having even worse time than that, but yeah, going for the tower push here. Got to remember the Carnage coming out from the Berserker. That ultimate does work on towers as well, so he has a little bit of a pushing mechanic behind him if he chooses to use it for that purpose.
And we'll go for the leap. The tower going to be taken by Ophelia. Minotaur stun going to be coming out here. Shell Surf used by Bubbles, trying to clean up some creeps. Predator finishes off Deadwood though, and Bubbles could be the next one in trouble here. There's the Song of the Sea. The Kelpfield going to be used. The auto attack damage is enough. Denver Pro getting a double tap. Could be making it 3. But no, Engineer going to get back just in time. Legion team evens it up with the tower in the bottom lane, but giving up those 2 kills is big.
Can you tell me what the game plan was, though, of the Deadwood
I don't know.
And the Bubbles, the level 6 Bubbles? We already established that Stonehide doesn't do much for him. We saw the Predator and the Ophelia pushing a lane, so it's not like they got ganked out of fog at that point. What was exactly their game plan in just walking up there?
Yeah.
Is my guess.
And the Deadwood maybe trying to look for a Rotten Grasp and delay until they had pushed the bottom tower and then rotate the Berserker or something. But either way, whatever they were trying to execute did not work out. Giving up 2 kills in the tower, helping out that Predator, who was only at about 265 gold per minute. And now he's up to already 350, but Berserker was up at a little over 400 there for a second. He's looking very, very good. Like you said, Helm of the Victim could be finishing up in Insanitarius in as little as 600 more gold.
Dude, the Berserker rotation, that could have actually been good there. I could see that, him running down, maybe even beating up the Pred 2 in combination with the Deadwood, but nothing did come out, so it seems sort of silly they had to just give 2 kills like that. This Predator is already having an awesome time, and looks like he started copying Berserker's item build here, and that both are just like, we want our Insanitariuses.
Yeah, and Predator definitely going to be looking for that one as he picks up a Steam Staff. Middle lane, though, Master of Arms, Magnus, and Rally trying to hold off the 5-man push. Oh, Ophelia going to get caught out of position. There's the Oak Bolt after the Kelpfield. Willowmaker comes in, and the Rotten Grass finishes her off. Compel connects. Seismic Slam, and Tempest going to go down. Lava Surge into the Eruption onto 3 players inside of the energy field right here. See you later, Berserker. Bubbles in some trouble. Charge Shot comes out onto him. The auto attack damage is there, but Rally going to go down. Predator going to combine with the 2-man Lava Surge and Deadwood's haste about to run out in 5 more seconds. It's going to be more than enough to get him away, and a nice Shell Surf into a Homecoming Stone does get Bubbles out of dodge. So in the end, a 3-for-3 trade, as that could have been really bad for either team right there.
Was it a 3-for-3 or 3-for-2?
3-for-3, it looked like.
Oh, because Ophelia.
Yeah.
I thought Master of Arms, Magnus, and Predator all lived.
I could be wrong. I could have seen it wrong. I think you're right,
we did
though,
see a golden experience swing in favor of the Hellborn team, so I'm pretty sure that was a 2-for-3 trade in favor of Hellborn.
Yes.
Outside of that, I think Predator actually had to use. It was hard to tell, but it looked like he was actually trying to leap onto that 50 health Tempest because he wasn't sure if his teammate Max would be able to finish him off or not. Excellent Rotten Grasp, but not going to be able to actually lock him down in time for anything there. Rotten Grasp was already down, and as well as the Chain Spike, so Magnus getting on out of there. They actually did manage to deny. So
Bubbles just sacrificed his life up top. Predator opting not to go for the kill, but I mean, Bubbles just used Shell Surf to farm when he was 300 units away from a Predator. But feeling confident in the fog, in the choke, will continue to push out this wave now. And as the team rotates, they're definitely going to be looking to take a 3rd Tier 1 tower. Looks like the Hellborn going to respond in middle lane, though, by a push with their own.
Yeah, Hellborn already on top of it and would be able to respond if they wanted to the Legion side's push. Otherwise, they can just keep going, honestly. They only have 3 heroes, and Predator is pushing out bottom, so they're probably not going to go for a Tier 2 at this point. So, not really that big of a deal. They don't really care about sacrificing that because I think they're pretty content to fight the enemy team as the game goes on. Master of Arms' last fight was only level 5, now has his Master's Call on top of the Ophelia heal, which is when you truly see the ridiculousness of this Ophelia Master of Arms rally combination come into play.
Yeah, it does make it pretty hard to get pickoffs as we see 3 TPs coming into the bottom lane. Not going to be going for any picks, just going to be stopping the tower from actually being able to kill anything. And Rally pushing up deep into the middle lane, as we do have Tempest and Bubbles standing here. Gonna go for a kill onto Ophelia. Shellsurf Song of the Sea, Kelpfield comes in. Defensive Master's Call is there. Ophelia Hill not available. Forked Lightning onto Bubbles. The auto attacks from the creeps might be enough to finish him off. Ophelia dies to the Tempest. And Rape will be able to get away now with a Shellsurf here in 1 second. Great use of the bottle. And Tempest TP's on out. That was a really, really ballsy shell surf by Rape. Gonna TP on away. The King's Grasp not gonna be used in time. And Bubbles does get away.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was just in fog there and it was updating and he wasn't expecting him to be up there. And that's when he went to turn around for it, if it was on cooldown. But yeah, either way, he does get away. That was a great kill. That was way too risky for my taste. I like aggressive play, but going up against an Ophelia there, with her minions, with Master of Arms, her ulti was down for 10 more seconds when she died, so I didn't have the double heal per se, but very risky, but it did pay off, and considering they were a little bit down, they did try to want to try to make plays, and now they actually find themselves in that golden experience edge again. Saw the Berserker actually detour from his main item route and pick up that.
He's in trouble. Lava Surge, Compel, Eruption, Seismic Slam, Venomous Leap. And see ya later, Vampira. 3 tanky dudes going to be making their way down there, and they put an end to Vampira's farming in deep lane. Man, the Hellborn team, Team Psycho, doing great right now, 14 minutes into this game.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty evenly paced. My heart still tells me leaning the advantage towards the Hellborn side just in terms of team composition. Even though the resource lead is pretty much neutral, you see Predator a little bit out far, actually taking over 50 gold per minute over the Berserker at this point, but just a very direct route to the Insanitarius here, so he's going to build up to his next item as well quicker. Meanwhile, Berserker still has a ways to go because he chose to get a Mighty Blade on that path.
Yeah.
For some extra stats.
And I'm not so sure about that. It seems to me that Berserker's peak is a lot earlier than Predator's. Predator, as long as you're still getting... What? Master of Arms or?
No. I mean, I'm just comparing Berserker and Predator. I feel like they're both pretty carries that sort of excel in that early mid phase. Do you feel like Berserker's peaks out sooner? I mean, yeah. I guess you're saying like Predator.
I feel like
late.
Berserker's skills really facilitate him being able to be active in team fights a little bit earlier than Predator, and that he has this period from like level 16 to when he's item capped where he's just not going to be as effective as this Predator because his skills have stopped scaling at that point. He's just relying on the items, whereas Predator's skills just scale a little bit better right then, and then they both scale really well with items. So I don't know. I feel like trying to turn this into a farm war against the Predator rather than taking fights right now with items like Helm of the Black Legion or an Insanitarius is just kind of an odd decision.
I guess the one thing you're looking at is that Predator actually has the built-in shrunken head effect here. Yeah. Choosing not, sometimes you see Predators get 1 point in Carnivorous and max out Stonehide. He's actually going for a little bit more of his damage here and not maxing out the Stonehide, just get 2 points and choosing to level up now. But honestly, when it comes to itemization, you're going to see the Predator, he's going for his Elder Parasite right now with the Insanitarius. He's going to be able to put a lot more damage quicker than this Berserker who, Insanitarius, maybe eventually a Shrunken Head here. Just takes him a little bit longer to get that, and then I think that's what really just like tips the scales in Predator's favor in terms of a carry in general, because they both have gap closers. Berserker's roots them in place and can be used on Magic Immunity. So a Predator who does have Stonehide activated, I believe if Chain Spike is casted, I'm not sure if I think the Immobilize will hit too. Now I'm not exactly sure on that, but I'm pretty sure you can cast it on him even throughout that Magic Community. So if he but I believe you can also Magic Immunity out of it. So if you activate the Chain Spike and root him down and then Magic Immune, I'm pretty sure you'll get out of it. But if they're Magic Immune and then you root them, I'm pretty sure you'll root them. But don't entirely quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's how the interaction works.
Yeah, it seems like that could definitely be a possibility.
They both have gap closers. But yeah, once again, with that built-in Magic Immunity and just the way that the Terror works now, I feel like he's able to put out more and do more for a team. So yeah, I definitely am favoring this Pred.
Yeah, going to be a pretty dang strong as he picks up the Beast Heart on the way to the Elder Parasite. And I want to comment on the wards real quick here. We saw that Ophelia pick being set up by the ward here from Insanitarius, the engineer of the Legion team. And they actually had a really good timing there. Right as the ward had expired up on this high ground, there was another one here by Lulpix just a few seconds later that was placed. But they made sure to get that gank when that one had expired. Eventually, Lulpix does cover that area, and he also wards out the Ancients. So any Ancient stacking that might have been going on, a great source of farm for both somebody like the Deadwood or the Tempest that might have been looking for portal keys, or this Insanitarius wielding Berserker. Those Ancients not going to be done right now, at least not until that's counterwarded.
Right, I mean, they are aware of it. Yeah, otherwise, I mean, okay, Engineer House, he does have his, okay, we're not going to see any, like, bootless supports here at the 15-minute mark this game. We saw the last fight, Berserker was even fighting inside the Engineer ulti. I mean, with that Predator, man, he was getting absolutely torn apart, did not care. I don't know, I'm not feeling comfortable still, not with this defensive combo. They haven't really gotten to put it together yet. We saw the Rally Shield come out onto the Ophelia as Ophelia was getting ganked. Ophelia's heal wasn't up. We haven't seen a team fight with this double heal yet, and that's where I truly expect the Hellborn team to shine. But you know, there is always a Tempest effect. He did go and Astrolabe for himself, so having a little bit of heal presence, whereas Ophelia is not as close to hers, I believe, just has the Ring of Sorcery investments and pretty much that, just staying at 200 gold per minute.
Yeah, going that Ring of Sorcery Astrolabe route, something that we see on more the Battle Tempest, the pushing Tempest type, rather than that early Portal Key, or even something like a push stick to try to get in for the mobility, the team fight route like that. We'll see what he's going to be going for next. Is we have a level 9 Deadwood hanging out in the middle lane, Invis, but a nice Word of Revelation dropped by Lulpix does deter the Deadwood. He's going to meet up with the Berserker, who did just pick up the Insanitarius, that being delivered out on the courier right now. So he's going to be able to make his way toward that Shrunken Head, most likely here, very, very quickly, now that he has that Insan.
The Elder Parasite, meanwhile, is ultra close to being completed. Now he has the gold for it here on Predator, so they're looking to potentially make something happen. Deadwood did pick up a ward. Not for sure if he's going to go use his Invis rune and break it to go place it here. He is. I think Invis was beginning to run out anyway.
It had about 5 seconds, yeah. Not too much longer, but Deadwood, unfortunately, as a result of that dual lane mid, and then really not having too many successful pickoffs, especially not solo pickoffs, well, he's going to find one right there, actually. Master of Arms does go down. That portal key used by Deadwood, and, well, that helps to make up for some of the experience he lost by not doing anything during that Invis.
Ophelia's heal was up, and he had a shield for himself, so I feel like they could have potentially done something, but yeah, given him that kill at that point, so great ward, and then follow-up pickup by Alucard to help him get over his hump. He needs to get that level 11 sooner than later, of course. But yeah, still, nice jump, I suppose, and making that happen.
Very nice indeed. The Ancient Steal going to happen now for the Legion team as they take some gold lead back. The Meteor going to be dropped now, working on the double stack that just spawned. Although Rally picking up a haste rune right now. When Master of Arms is back up and in the fight, which is right about now, could be looking to exercise that haste rune and really try to take a fight to the Legion team, which is almost assuredly what they're going to do. Rally is going to spot out this Tempest right here. Not going to go for the haste just yet. There's the haste being activated. Master of Arms is here as well. Turret into the Glacial Blast. Rally still chasing right now. 3 stuns, though, and he does turn around.
I think Glacial Blast has had to be one of the most frustrating stuns in the game, man, because given that it's staggered by second and last for seconds, like almost 6 seconds of lockdown as they just sort of walk away and you're trying to catch up, he has the haste rune, just not able to really seal the deal with it. So they were looking for that pickoff there, not really getting anything out of it, and now Deadwood is actually getting solo experience top, just buying time to hit that level 11, and they're not really pushing down anything just yet. Looks like they are going to go for this mid tower and force a fight. No Astrolabe up yet by Ophelia, though, in 19 minutes into the game. I mean, that's something that I really, really don't like. Part of that Ophelia Master of Arms combo is also...
Oh, there's the Lava Surge coming in, just catching Berserker. Compel, Venomous Leap, Seismic Slam, and Berserker will go down. Can't gonna connect onto one right here, but no response from the Legion team. There's now gonna be a free tower with Vampira dead. There's another Lava Surge connecting onto Tempest. Great Rotten Grasp, though, does save Tempest for now, although they do still lose the tower. And Rape, with a light brand, putting pressure on the bottom base tower, saying, hey, can't fight it, at least going to do something over here.
Yeah, Deadwood wasn't there quite yet when they initially went in, and then on top of that, Master of Arms was saving that charge shot in case of Tempest's sort of trying to land the Elemental Void, and TpsY was aware of that. Thus, you see him like, screw this, man, I need my Shrunken Head, building up that Mighty Blade right now. And, well, Kongor attempt, as you mentioned. Looks like they're able to take it out quite quickly between the Insanitarius, Elder Parasite, and, you know, Master of Arms Acid Bomb. Not that it reduces armor, but it's still a spell that does physical damage. They're trying to pose a response here, man. They do have Elemental Void still up, and Master of Call and Heal is still up. Seismic Slant down for 17 seconds.
Predator actually going to go down with that token immediately. Deadwood going to very quickly drop somebody as well, as the Lava Surge going to be interrupted by the Kelp Field, and Shriek Field going to be dropping as well. Bubbles the only one down for the Legion team, as Ophelia is dead, but Deadwood now in some trouble. Predator going ham on him, as TpsY going to try to get out of there with a TP. Looks like he might be able to. Berserker going to walk away from Predator. Going to break that chain, but not going to actually immobilize anybody. And that was a very interesting fight. The Hellborn team actually looking like they came out on top, even though they lost the token. A big experience in Gold Swing. I'm
going to tell you right here, Beef, I'm sure they didn't want to go in after Predator actually acquired the token. They were trying to pick him off right before he snatched it, trying to find that window of timing. Bubbles almost had it, but just not quite. So having picked up that token, things quickly went sour.
And there was a buyback on Master of Arms, so he was the one that actually got dropped by Deadwood immediately. But buying back to get that Master's Call off in the middle of that team fight might have certainly helped turn the tide.
Sure, and he's only level 7. It's not like it costs much gold either, so
no.
Not as important to save those buybacks on the support heroes. Usually revive plenty quick on their own.
They do indeed. So right now, the Hellborn team just going to be content to keep on farming. Mighty Blade picked up on Magnus on his way to a Shrunken Head, saying, I don't want to get interrupted by Kelp Fields or Song of the Seas or anything else. But offensive Master's Call coming in on a rally. Lava Surge just kind of whiffed, though. Deadwood turning it around. Willowmaker into the Rotten Grass. Shelter Song of the Sea. And Mag goes down.
It's like, do you see what happens, Rocky? You see what happens? You try to stun me? You know, and he just goes around, punches him back in the face, man, takes him on out. So, Alucard not really standing for that, and Rocky Balboa getting a little bit weak in the knees as he blinked into that intimidating force of Alucard playing that Deadwood. Just chose to spare his life and then got punished for it. So, yeah, that was an unfortunate stun. I mean, the combo was there, as you saw. They had the rally coming up too. They would have had the Eruption plus Seismic Slam ideally. With that stun missing, totally things would sour very quickly. Bubbles was also waiting to get the counter kill, so well executed, this could easily convert to a tower push, missing that one of their highest levels there in Magnus.
Yeah, they, well, not going to convert on it just yet. 5 seconds onto the Magnus Resurrection. Instead, just going to be heading into the jungle, where Tempest and Berserker will pick up at least a few kills, but with no vision, this is a very dangerous prospect. So they're going to have to stay together and respond to any threat that they might see. I don't know, the Hellborn team...
No vision, though, and they're just, they're farming it and moving left here. So they're going to be keeping safe just based on their positioning. You see the entirety of the Hellborn team going bottom lane together, and they're sick of this bottom tier 1, honestly. That's what it tells me. Curious to see if they're going to care about the tier 2, which at this point seems to be getting pressured up. I mean, they can tell that they went missing from mid lane. No one's visible in the lanes yet, so they're probably in the enemy woods here. And they're all 5 grouping up to take this tower. Take a look at ports here on the bottom lane. Rally's already keeping set up, so yes, they are going to propose a tower defense. Predator trying to join them as well here, and not sure if that glyph is up. I don't think so.
It is indeed, and there's Magnus going in. 2-man Lava Surge is there. Rally gonna get the compel onto Bubbles, but no, nice take cover. Bubbles will get out of there. Deny range on the tower. The Hellborn team does not have to commit, but they will go for the King's Grasp here. Rotten Grass coming in. The silence going on to Rally. Willowmaker onto Rally as well, and Rally drops immediately. Lava Surge going to be coming in. Energy Field is there. Berserker taking a lot of damage as he's going to be trying to get out of there. TpsY going to go down. Berserker joins him in the afterlife. Magnus drops as well. Engineer in trouble with Predator chasing him down. Going for the jukes. Not going to happen, and Predator shreds him. Bubbles the last one alive with a haste rune. Will he go for the last hit on this tower? Certainly looks like he wants to try at least. Goes for the deny on one of these wards before TPing out. Not going to go for the ballsy move and try to take that tower.
So the tower is in deny range, as you mentioned. It pretty much looked like OTP. Why am I saying OTP? Team...
Trey Kroner.
No, not Trey Kroner.
Psycho.
Team Psycho, thank you. The Team Psycho was going to deny it and walk out, and it looked like there was. It honestly looked like it went pretty poorly for them at the start, with Rally just getting blasted, and you know, I thought for sure they were just gonna go for the tower. And then you saw Master of Arms. He actually used his Master's Call, the offensive one, onto the Predator while Predator was sitting there killing creeps, and like 2 seconds of it was wasted. So it seemed like they were totally on different wavelengths there. Got picked off. A decent Elemental Void came out. The Engineer's energy field, and then. Just goes to show you how much it did not matter and how strong this Predator is. At this point for them still.
I'd like to say that was actually set up by the Magmas with two-man lava surges as well as a gigantic eruption in there.
The eruption did help with that initial lava surge on the top. They did back off afterwards. Yeah, they did pursue and choose to go, but it didn't seem like the team. I'm just saying, like, that as far as the fights go. It didn't seem like they were on the same wavelength at first. It didn't. Like, they weren't all pursuing. They were sort of scattered. So when you're looking at it from the Legion team's perspective, that actually seems like it would be a decent opportunity in terms of a fight where they might be a little bit more on point and organized and truly to execute what their lineup is capable of. So even on different wavelengths like that, they still succeeded, which once again makes me go back and be a little bit weary. The game still surprisingly, man, it is maintaining a pretty even flow though.
It absolutely is. We've got a hell of a back and forth game here, and the gold lead just swinging right there across the even mark, and both of these resource advantages less than 1,000 right now. 26 minutes into this game with 25 hero kills. This is indeed a fantastic game. Predator, I believe that he's going to be finishing up a demonic breastplate here in just a second. I believe 80 more gold until that one. Deadwood running the SG Spelunk though on the bottom here. Activating that clear cutting, and it looks like we will have a TP back from Rape. He was pushing in that top lane, and he is going to be here. Does almost have that Grimoire, but the Hellborn team just going to choose to fall back for right now.
It's kind of unfortunate for Deadwood that Predator's main item route here just involves him building a shit ton of armor too, between the Insantarius and ultimately the Demonic Breastplate.
Yeah, that's true. Tower in deny range. The Legion team looking hesitant to engage. There's the Glyph of Fortification going out. Skeleton King goes down, but there's no Elemental Void for it to counter. A nice use of that keg. And Rowley going to be, or excuse me, Deadwood going in with the Willowmaker, but the New Earth's Blessing goes out immediately. See ya later, Berserker. The Eruption coming in. Energy field very, very defensive. And the Legion team now has actually no teamfight spells available. The Hellborn team just going to fall back, though. They took what they wanted.
Yeah, I mean, they caught him on really mid-range health there, and he actually winded up with more health than when they initiated on him, thanks to the double heals coming out. Master of Arms nearing his level 11, too, at this point, so it's going to get worse. Do they actually have a ring? I'm sorry, I was talking about armor. I was taking a look to see if they have ring. Yeah, they do have ring of T-Tron Ophelia. Okay. Obviously, and on top of the plated greaves, so he does additional armor stacking on top of that. Demonic breastplate now finished. Okay, beef.
I know, man. We saw
have the demonic breastplate. He didn't even have the demonic breastplate.
So he just gained like an additional 6 armor or something like that. No, more than that.
6.
Yeah, he just gained. No, like 6, right? And what's the Soul's Bulwark here?
Bulwark on before.
9, and now he has 15. So
offensive Bulwark does not give
6.
You offensive Bulwark.
Oh, offensive Bulwark. All right. So he gained 10 armor right there.
At that point, yeah. So he actually, gains a lot of armor. Could be a lot more thick here against this Deadwood. And yeah, it was on offensive when he got jumped last time. So
and we already saw it did like 4 damage. Might have to choose a different damage. A different target for that Willowmaker.
It's like they have a Hellflower or anything. Bubbles is going Grimoire, which I appreciate the carry Bubbles. I've seen it before and it is capable of putting out a lot, but I feel like in a game like this where Predator has that inbuilt Shrunken Head and the only way for them to potentially win a fight is by dropping him through the double heal. I mean, see, I guess it's like, okay, we could Hellflower him and stop it, but it might not stop it anyway, they might figure, so not really caring about it. And the Hellflower doesn't have that damage amplification anymore, and he is pretty damn tanky combined with the double heal, so in terms of finding a solution, it's not like that Bubbles item choice is going to make or break it. I mean, you could make a case for the Hellflower, but yeah, he's just choosing to go for the higher AoE magic damage instead. Yeah,
this is unfortunately one of those games that the resource advantage, in my opinion, doesn't really tell the whole story. With all of these towers that have gone down, that's still remaining pretty equal. But I don't know, man. At this point, I really don't see the Legion team having a response for this Predator without gross mistakes coming out of the Hellborn team. I feel like all the support around this Predator, including a Shrunken Head Magnus with those stuns, as well as a Rally that's got Tablet and a Helm of the Black Legion himself, as well as, of course, the Master's Call, the Ophelia's Gift Double Heals, and I just really don't see them dropping this Predator unless there's some crazy big mistakes from the Hellborn team.
Yeah, I mean, Shrunken Head is up on Tempest, though, as you mentioned before. Sculpting can interrupt it, maybe ultimately a Restoration Stone. You see a Brutalizer probably being worked on here. I don't want to say for sure, it could be slow. I've seen Frostwolf before on Berserker as well, but potentially going to be a Brutalizer for Berserker. We'll have to see. Pick up that Mighty Blade early. Yeah, he went. Oh, I mean, he went Elder Parasite. You can technically use Shrunken Head and Elder Parasite.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And activate them separate, using that Shrunken Head for the initial part of the fight, and using Elder Parasite more for that mid-fight rundown after the major initiation has passed. You could potentially make a case for it.
Oh, pick-off happening right here as Bubble's going to use the Shell Surf. Does get out of there, so Rape, in the face of 5 Hellborn players, does make a nice escape. King's Grasp not going to be enough, and holy crap, Predator is absolutely shredding Kongor at this point. Magnus going to blink up on high, going to try to set up for a counter initiation if needed. There's the Brutalizer you were talking about, and Kongor going to be dead here in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, the Predator wasn't hard enough to kill already, man. The Token of Life, and 3,000 gold now coming out from on top of it. 3,050, excuse me.
He can get a Brutalizer himself if he wants here.
He can, and it
gold.
actually would be pretty damn strong. Would not be opposed at all. One bash would result in a quick kill.
Agreed. Invisible Deadwood hanging out over here. Ward of Revelations got 1 here on Master of Arms. Not going to be dropping it just yet. But Alucard does have to be very, very careful to not walk near that, because that will assuredly spell his doom. But I'm going to go ahead and back off for now. And the Hellborn team, I mean, they're looking like they want to end this.
Yeah, Brutalizer would be nice in terms of damage, but given the fact that they have enough damage, they're winning the fights anyway. Going for this Alex Nullify, actually. I mean, Deadwood, okay, does reduce it based on strength, but that's only 20%, I believe, so it's still going to provide a lot of survivability. And on top of that, once he has the Behemoth Heart on top of the Demonic Breastplate, on top of the heals, man, he can literally just do whatever he wants.
Oh, it's going to be pretty dang rough for the Legion team. They're going to go ahead and do a little bit of counter pushing. Rape once again in the enemy base, and that's really one of the things that's keeping this Legion team in the game is their great use of the map. As Lava Surge comes out right here, Deadwood going to take a charge shot as well as the Acid Bomb. Rally using the Compel right there. Actually, that was the push stick and the Compel. Not going to do a whole lot. Goes for the Deny on the tower and will grab that one. There's the Energy Field into the Elemental Void, catching Predator out. Brad taking a lot of damage. Willowmaker goes out. There's the Newark Blessing. Predator going to be able to drop the Deadwood Token of Life, get a proc, bringing him back up after his first death. The Keg away, and Berserker trying to get out of here. Goes for the TP, and nice Lava Surge interrupting that one. Charge shot into the Venomous Leap, and Vampira goes down. Racks dropped here by Rape, though. He's going to get a full set of racks in this top lane.
They absolutely have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
That's the funny part. They have no idea. They won the fight. Jesus Predator came back and left onto that Berserker there on top of the Magnus.
Nice take cover, and Magnus is actually going to die to Rape right now. There's the...
Tell me it isn't so. Tell me it isn't. This is going to be embarrassing.
Oh, no. Magnus will survive. Master of Arms helping out right there. Crazy series of events, man. Rape just doesn't care. He doesn't care. He does not give a shit.
We talked about the experience, man. Rape's just doing what it takes to win. We saw him push at the top lane. Meanwhile, there was the mid fight. Looked like Pred came in a little bit late there, but now they're going for a counter push immediately mid, saying, hey, we have the stronger team. We know you don't have Elemental Void up. You guys had no chance. You guys had no chance. Come and fight me. Come and fight me.
Come at me, bro. Post haste on Magnus. He gets back in there, and the melee ranks will drop here momentarily. Oh, there's the 4-man Song of the Sea, and Predator in some trouble right now. And there's the Eruption being charged up right here. The 4-man Eruption. Predator drops. Deadwood and Engineer join him 6 feet under, though. Melee rack still very low on life. Meteor going to be dropped again. Rally goes down. This melee rack drops as well, but see you later, Ophelia. And Rape going hard. He wants this Magnus. Mag going to be using the Lava Surge and getting out of there, but all of a sudden only 2 players up. The melee rack situation equalized, but holy crap, a buyback here onto the Engineer. And Deadwood, they're going to look to take a second set of racks.
No. I mean,
Well, they
yeah,
want to.
I mean, they want to.
They don't know that there's 5 buybacks available.
The game is actually back and forth, as you mentioned. They actually have the racks advantage here at this point with 1 range rack up, which is absolutely absurd. And sure, forcing a few buybacks here, why not? I mean, hell, okay, forcing a Predator buyback, Berserker has yet to, so...
There's the lava surge onto 2 right here. Forked lightning into, or acid bomb into the charge shot. Deadwood in trouble. Seismic Slam finishes off Deadwood. Predator going to be going in, going hard, and see you later, Berserker. 4 shot by that Predator, and I don't know, man. You said that Berserker could stand up. I'm going to call you a liar right now.
Did I say that?
I think you did, man. I think they're pausing to drop G's at this point.
Wait, when did I say that?
I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure you said that. If you didn't, then you can call me a liar.
I might have said something that Kinja Berserker was looking pretty good, or maybe they won that. I don't know exactly what Berserker standing up to the Predator per se. Maybe a little bit of life there, but quickly it looks like whichever team's on the defensive tends to, not defensive as in they're getting initiated, but defensive as in has that defensive posturing and is able to initiate because of that. Seems to be just taking these fights. Honestly, I felt like it was a little bit of a scattered team play coming out. I mean, they were forcing all their damage and positioning, sacrificing it, trying to get that racks in response there so they don't get outpushed here by being 1 set down while the Elemental Void was down. So that's why a little bit of why they lost that fight. I still feel like an even collision. As long as, like, say, the Rally or the Magnus jumps in there, they're going to have a pretty much assured team fight victory. Predator just needs to get his stone hide up, and it's easy sailing from there.
Yeah, the failure to get that stone hide up in that last team fight is almost surely what did drop him. And once again, Rape making the huge plays there in that middle lane with the 4-man Song of the Sea silence. Winning him that team fight, essentially. So look for more of those to happen. But Predator, of course, does not want to use that stone hide too early. Needs that to actually be mobile in the team fights and crush his enemies. Right now, did have a little bit of a crash here as Magnus timed out. Hopefully he'll be getting back into this one very, very quickly. And Rocky Balboa, even though we've seen him miss a couple of stunts, he's done a fantastic job in this game.
I recall the one on bottom lane on Deadwood. I'm not sure besides that. Either way, I think he's actually played very, very well. Yeah, I mean, shit happens, dude. If every player played perfect, we'd be having some pretty boring and safe games all the time with perfect gank avoidance and just like... I mean, honestly, it's a game. There's a lot of factors that come into play. There's a lot of, not just nerves, not going to say it's nerves, but I mean, it is a Twitch-based game. A lot of things do happen. Misclicks happen. Situations change, and it's very dynamic, and as such, mistakes are inevitable, honestly.
Oh, absolutely. I'm taking a look at Predator right now and just looking at the way that he's built up. With the Plated Greaves activated, he's going to go up to 36 armor, all the way up to 48 when he has that stone hide up. He's just going to be going absolutely insane with those couple of items, and I don't know, he's still going to be quite hard to bring down if he gets that stone hide off. But what do you expect right now with Berserker and Deadwood down in this game? Magnus is dead but has a buyback. You think that he's going to buy back post haste and they're going to go for a set of racks right now, or what do you think?
I don't think they have to force it. It's not like they have a token right now. It's not like Predator has Behemoth's Heart. I wouldn't like to see the buyback on Magnus into a forced push. I mean, Elemental Void is up in 30 seconds. They're not really going to be able to... It's not worth that for the range racks, and they're not going to be able to break the top or the bottom in time. So, to me, brute forcing it would be pretty bad. They can go take control, do a sweep of their woods, push out the bottom lane, something like that, and just outfarm them a little bit here. But I don't think they need to have a direct approach by any means. All
right. Now, unfortunately, Rocky Balboa's internet appearing to have shit the bed a little bit. Bad days indeed, but hopefully he'll be able to get that one back up. Both of these teams really sitting on pretty minimal ward of sights right now. Just going to be hanging out up here on the high grounds in 2 different spots. No lane wards, anything like that just yet, in fact. Oh man, but Emperor, I don't know. We talked about it on the podcast yesterday, taking a look at some of these teams that were involved here. Teams like IG and Lions in the Swedish Pride event, some of the top teams. What do you think? How does OTP stand up with those guys? We talked about
Trey Kroner.
Trey Kroner, excuse me.
They have one guy tagged up OTP, and I think it was just a glitch that they're even OTP in the system. So, Trey Kroner, I think they, I mean, I think they're okay. I'm not favoring them to go beyond the round of 8.
Really? All right.
Not round of 8. I shouldn't say round of 8 because I'm taking a look at the teams and maybe. Okay, top 6 definitely potential there. I'm not expecting them to break the top 4 or necessarily qualify though. At all. I'm honestly not. I do think they have potential. They are a decent team, but they are reformed for this event, and it's full of players who haven't really broken the very top layer of play too, not in skill, but just in terms of teamwork and the squads they've been a part of. So I just don't feel like this is their shining moment. This isn't some elite squad that has been training day after day after day to make this happen.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately,
and meanwhile, Team Psycho is actually. I'm not gonna lie. I expected Trey Kroner to have an advantage going into this match. I did. I did expect them a bit of an advantage. I would have, if I was a betting man, I would have placed my odds on them. So to see Team Psycho actually busting this out is a little bit of a surprise to me personally, based on how I assessed the initial match, and I'm quite impressed.
Well, unfortunately, this pause looking to be rather extensive as Rocky Balboa does try to get his internet back up. So we're going to give this a few more minutes before we do try to maybe take it into a music break and give these guys time to resolve those internet issues. Apologies here, guys. Once again, technical issues kind of impeding the flow of the cast. I know that I would hope that he can get that internet up very, very quickly here. But, I mean, taking a look at some of the other matches that are going on, I'm going to go ahead and bring the brackets up here in just 1 second. I'm going to head over to HonTour.com where you can check out the brackets yourself. And let's go ahead and pull these up. There we go. And pull it up on stream. Give me 1 second here. And there we go. So got the brackets up right now. Taking a look at the other matches that are going on. Lions Esports Club versus Carter John. Expect that one probably is going to favor the Lions, which I would put these two teams right here up against Lions. And that could be a very fun round of 8 matchup.
Yeah, for sure. Meanwhile, we had Team Excellent facing off against, as we mentioned, Gay for Life. I'm trying to figure out how that game 1 played out. I think it should be resumed at this point. Not resumed, resolved, I should say. Let me find out.
Yeah, it looks like Gay for Life actually up 1-0 over Team Excellent right now. The guys over at Team Stay Green are going to be casting that match, so we might be able to check in with them a little bit later and see just how that one is going. Other big matchups, though, I mean, we got Sanctuary, who actually had an advancement over an unknown team. I mean, it looks like these guys actually got a bye all the way into the round of 8, so they're going to be meeting up most likely against the Locomotives there, the team formerly known as Afraid. Yolam and the boys think that they're going to have a pretty good chance at defeating this team that has really just advanced on buys. As taking a look at Sanctuary here, I mean, going to go ahead and pull them up real quick, and yeah, definitely not any names that I really recognize right there, so would put Locomotives in that advantage. But, I mean, looking at some of these round of 8 matchups, man, should be pretty good. AFK Milking Cows could be up against Good for the Scene.
That is the match I want to see, man.
I think that's the one for me.
Okay. Yeah.
And
that is most likely going to happen, too, given the strength of both squads.
Yeah.
And their counter matchups here. How are they progressing so far in this round of 16? They are 1 up each so far?
It looks like AFK Milking Cow is already advanced. That they did have a bye.
Oh, Yeah, that's right.
So, Good for the Scene. They're taking on QEC Esports Club right now. So, definitely expect them to advance, but always the possibility for upsets. And then other big matchups. I mean, IG versus either Excellent or Gay for Life. Could be a very, very fun one as well. So, really, the top 3 out of these 4 round of 8 matchups could be quite fun.
Yeah, speaking of fun, too, looks like we won't need to actually cut into a break here. Rocky Balboa is at 71%, loading back on up here. So, should have a game going shortly. He's back into the game at this point. Just going to make sure the teams are ready, hopefully, and get back into this.
Well, that's absolutely fantastic. Emperor! We do not have to go to a break, and I am very excited about that one. Glad to see that Rocky Balboa does get back up, so no more technical issues, at least for right now. There's the R's, and we will get back into this one. So we're going to see what the Hellborn team exactly does choose to go for, as a portal key just picked up on Tempest.
Yeah, portal key picked up by Tempest in combination with Shrunken Head. Gives him a little bit better initiation here. Still have to look out for the Ophelia and the King's Grasping up from the Skeleton King. She currently does not have one available. Looking through the woods, and there is one on that far camp, so surely she'll scout it out and pick it up for herself. Predator actually killed the Ancients. Going to respond there in a second. Going to be ever closer to that Behemoth's Heart. One more wave on bottom here, plus an Ancient camper. He's going the long way for it. The scenic route to the creep wave. Okay. And, well, maybe playing it safe for a bit here. Going to pick up that farm and pretty much has his Behemoth's Heart here. And one more creep kill, he's got it.
There you go. We'll see him pick that one up in the next few minutes. The Legion
team might wait for buyback.
Looks like they're just going to go ahead and try to play it safe right now. Engineer dropping wards all over the place, and we'll be checking out a regen rune. Gonna actually run into Ophelia here in just a second. No, Ophelia actually going to go the long way around. And so both teams really content to just do a little bit of farming, but the Legion's starting to roam. And Ophelia is going to walk into vision of this ward right now. She needs to be very, very careful. Another water site just dropped by the Hellborn team, though. And Tempest, Deadwood needs to be extremely careful. Already the rotation coming out from the Hellborn team.
Yeah, I mean, they were missing Bubbles and Berserker at that point, so they need to go in. Behemoth's Heart is picked up, and the cool thing about that, too, in combination with the Predator, the Insantarius, is pretty much able to be left on. Actually regenerating it tiny. Let's see actually how high he goes when he has it on. And keep an eye out here, but he should actually be regenerating a very, very small amount, or be at neutral when he's sitting at 3,000 base, up to 3,400, 3,500 when he has that Insantarius activated. So.
Oh, Bubbles needs to be very careful in the bottom lane, and Rocky Balboa just gonna choose to do the creeps, man. He's like, I'll give you your life this time, Rape. I forgive you for your transgressions of taking my racks. But these creeps, they die. Like, I don't even know what's going on down there, but didn't want to try for the kill on the Bubbles.
They weren't in kill range with the rest of the team at that point.
I don't know,
so
man.
Why he was just going.
2.15 second stun on that Lava Surge. Could have used the portal key push compel from Rally. I think they could have gotten that.
Maybe. You think Rally was in range?
With portal key push compel. Oh, God! See you later, Master of Arms. That was literally just a Willowmaker, and MOA exploded. 1,000 life, not quite enough.
Not quite as tanky as his brother Predator. Not that they actually bear any resemblance between this Master and Predator. I don't know, dude. Okay, maybe he would have been ranged, but either way, they decided that it wasn't a kill, so going for the creeps instead.
Yep.
Not a big deal. Insantarius not being left on, I just wanted to see his actual regen. Seems like he should have it on while farming, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. Not going to really save any time. He's still getting maximum
I think
farm
it's going to
anyway.
be about -2.
I think it's just to be positive. Or
Really?
like +1, yeah.
It's going to be -5 without the additional strength.
Keep in mind he has a base regen from the Insantarius, base regen from his strength, base regen from just your base regen in general. He's at 31.67 right now, and with the additional strengths, yeah, he should. How much health do you lose per second?
I don't know, man. This is crazy math. This is out of control.
Oh,
Mag connects on the Lava Surge right here, and in comes Rally. The Compel is available. Shrunken Head onto Magnus, and, well, looks like Engineer will go down, even dropping the energy field, so no cooldown on that for 90 seconds. This could be exactly what the Hellborn team needed.
Yeah, it's definitely not what they needed, what they wanted. I would say I feel like they're the ones sitting sort of in control of this game, and yeah, once again with that no buyback on an NG, it opens up at least for a tower push top lane, breaking base. I mean, that's going to have to be whether they're confident enough to or not. We aren't looking at a token up right now on them. So
oh, big Lava Surge. They're catching Bubbles. They caught Deadwood as well. The Compel comes out, and Deadwood is down. Bubbles trying to get away here from Magnus. They're playing a game of footsie, and it looks like Bubbles will be able to get out of there. Once again,
his port is down. I mean, he's going to be hiding in the woods here for a while, though. So
10 seconds.
That's a, yeah, not yeah. He's something to be back in time, but still, you do see this Deadwood down, and what he does not have is buyback, and that is complete. They cannot kill Predator with Deadwood down.
Yeah,
they cannot, and even with Deadwood up, I don't think they can kill Predator. Thanks to the Behemoth's Heart now, he will have positive regen during that insanity, and he's just they're not.
They're not, man. They're not going for it.
They're not confident. They're not confident.
Yeah, they're
not going to want to force that buyback. Do not want to get caught.
Oh, they catch Bubbles in the middle lane. Charge shot after the Fork Lightning. Compel is there, and Rape does go down. Has a buyback. Will have to use it if the Hellborn team actually gets into the base right here. And indeed, will probably going to wait until Deadwood comes back up. Happy to sacrifice the ranged ranks for the additional time. And the Hellborn team going to fall back. They're going to go and try to catch this creep wave, so giving Bubbles a little bit more time. Probably still going to need to use that buyback, though.
Oh yeah, they definitely can't fight without the silence. You saw that mid-fight only succeed because of the 4-man silence, on top of the fact that they were so focused on killing that in the first place, so... Deadwood here, I'm going to be keeping an eye on how much damage he's able to do.
Oh, there's the Willowmaker buyback on Bubbles. Eruption being channeled. Magnus in his own filth. The Hellborn team falling back immediately.
That was the level 3 Willowmaker with Bulwark.
Yeah.
Oh,
he used it? I thought he just punched him. Like, just a regular auto attack.
Yeah, basically. Slight scratch on the Stone Hide of Predator, otherwise walks away. Does not care whatsoever. So. Now with Kongor, I believe Kongor is up again, so... should pretty much be a free approach. Punch is down for 25 seconds, and should be about that much time, if not a little bit less, if they all commit to killing him. Looks like they're not all in the pit, though. It's the Pred sort of having a field day, so...
Well, looks like they're going to go in right here, catching Berserker. Lava Surge comes in, and Berserker in some trouble. Shrunken Head activated as Magnus going to steam back inside of the energy field here. Predator going to go ahead and walk back. The Legion team retreating as well, so... Shrunken Head down on Magnus. That's a big cooldown. But Berserker...
I mean, Magnus is able to function just fine without a Shrunken Head in the first place, so... Given the fact the energy field is down, I'd say it's a much bigger factor, so... It's going to choose to take this... They actually might want to reinitiate.
Berserker very low.
Up now. They cannot jump Predator. They cannot jump Predator. It'd be such...
And recall, there's the post-haste into the middle lane. Predator is going to finish off Kongor here. There's the Venomous Leap, and Engineer goes down immediately. Lava Surge onto Rape. Seismic Slam, and see you later, Rape. Kongor goes down. Token of Life going to be recovered here by Magnus, maybe? Token of Life and Bananas by Rally. Magnus gets the Bananas now. And the Hellborn team with 2 players down. They're looking to end this game.
Yeah, from here on out, you saw the results of that fight, man. They have the bans, they have the token from here. Should be a pretty easy closeout. They're not going to concede, obviously. It has been a long, hard-fought game. They do have a set of brags down. Anything can always happen, so... I believe Bubbles has one more... Yeah, Bubbles does have buyback still as well, so...
And NG up in 15 seconds with that Token of Life, or excuse me, with that energy field. And defensive tower going to drop pretty easily. Recall that Predator does not have the Token of Life this time, so a big silence from Bubbles that he did just buy back.
Will not matter.
I don't know, man. There's the silence onto him.
Yeah, okay, dude.
The chain snap comes in. Willowmaker, see ya, Rally. He's going to come back up with that Token of Life, though. Magnus getting out of there with the Shrunken Head activated. Compel onto 3, though. Predator going to be coming back in. Auto attacking some creeps. There's the Keg coming in. Elemental Void interrupted immediately. Eruption channeled up, and the Lava Surge coming in with the Eruption, doing a ton of damage. Berserker going absolutely crazy right here. Engineer going to be the first one to drop as Predator's starting to chase down Berserker. See you later, Berserker. The racks go down as well, and that is most likely going to do it. Rape trying to get out of there with the portal key. Buyback onto Berserker. Bubble's going to drop very quickly. Magnus might drop as well, but GG, well played's coming out, and that's going to do it.
Yeah, honestly, Legion team did a lot better than I thought they should have against that team in the first place, so I do give them credit. At the end, Predator was just way too hinky. Behemoth's Heart, Demonic Breastplate, the Insanitarius could not punch through his thick shell at all. Even all the damage on the Legion team combined, unless it was like a meteor from TpsY on top of all that, sticking him in. the complete duration of Elemental Void. That would have been maybe what they needed to drop him, but that against all those stuns, against the Disable, against the Ophelia, against the King's Grasp and the Skeleton King, not really going to find that angle. In the end, Team Psycho, once again, surprisingly to me, does close out this game one. Not